Only by understanding the HRIS users, the technical possibilities, the software solution parameters, and the system's implementation process can we increase the probability that our completed HRIS installation will adequately meet the needs of the human resource management function of an organization. Each customer or user of the HRIS has a slightly different need with regard to what information he or she will be using. Some users simply input data and information. A few simply look at data and information provided in the form of reports, while a few others analyze the data and information to make decisions. What these users all have in common is that all information is about potential and current employees with a focus on managing the organization's human capital to improve decision making and help achieve strategic organizational goals. Specific data from the HRIS database fit into three categories. 1. Information about people, such as biological information, and competencies, such as knowledge, skills, abilities, and other factors. 2. Information about the organization, such as jobs, positions, job specifications, organizational culture, compensation, employee and labor relations, and legally required data. And 3. Data that are created as a result of the interaction of the first two categories. For example, individual job history, performance appraisals, and compensation information. In the latter half of the 2000 decade, a new architectural model has become prevalent called cloud computing. Cloud computing can be defined as computing architecture that uses the internet as the central remote servers to maintain data and applications. Hosted services are then delivered over the internet. Cloud computing technology allows businesses to use applications without having to go through the complex installation process. It is noticeable that in the cloud, or cloud computing, was inspired by the cloud symbol that one uses to represent the internet in flowcharts and diagrams. The underlying goal with cloud computing is to reduce the resources needed by companies in maintaining and running databases and applications. To achieve this, a server cloud or group of computers are operated off-site and accessed through the internet. In this way, a company can utilize the processing and storage powers of these clouds of computers without actually having to own or invest in them. This can reduce software and equipment capital outlays, as the company does not need to keep purchasing new software or hardware to keep pace with ever-changing technology. That investment becomes the responsibility of the vendor offering the cloud computing services. Cloud computing can be sold on demand, by the minute or the hour, and is elastic, meaning that an enterprise can consume as much or as little of the service as they want at any given time. From an accounting perspective, an enterprise leases a present amount of computing power over an annual period. This can be budgeted in a similar manner as electricity expenses. Computing charges can become part of an operating budget expense as opposed to large capital investments. As we have discussed, an HRIS often exists as one of the main parts of an overall enterprise software solution for a company. Yet, the HRIS is not a monolithic solution even within the HR business process. There exists alternative software applications that solve specific HR business problems. Let's discuss these types of solutions and the pros and cons of using multiple applications and technical infrastructure. In general, an architecture that combines products from multiple vendors is called best of breed, or BOB. HR automation by going best of breed, that is, finding the best time tracking system and the best payroll system, and so on, is a great example of BOB. So we've discussed cloud computing, best of breed, categories of data, and everything that you really need to know as the basis of systems considerations. Now, let's look at potential pitfalls of HRIS as we look at systems and make our decisions about how we're going to manage HR data. Although the benefits of HRIS are strong, we must consider the pitfalls of human resource information systems in an effort not to repeat common mistakes. These include poor planning in the HRIS process, incomplete top management support, implementation team problems, failure to assess organizational politics, insufficient process mapping or understanding of our business processes, scope creep, where the project often becomes too large to support, and insufficient change management abilities or aptitude within the organization.